If you're a disciplined autistic, you might be making this big mistake. So today I'm going to be talking about autism and discipline and the mistake you might be making when it comes to pushing forward with your discipline. Let's get straight into the video. Get to know me personally with my one-on-one coaching. First call is absolutely free. Check the link out in the description. So I would argue that discipline is good up to a certain point. Now, these days, a lot of red pill creators, a lot of people who push this masculine essence, they talk about discipline, but I think they talk about it in the wrong way, in the sense of pushing yourself until you flop down dead. I don't think that's right, because if you're constantly pushing yourself above your baseline level of burnout, then how are you even going to be able to get things done efficiently and effectively? But discipline is good all in moderation to what your body needs and what you know. Sometimes you might have to push yourself above that limit a little bit just to be able to know where your limits are. So you might need to sacrifice maybe 6 months. You might need to sacrifice maybe 3 months just to learn your limit. But know that there's going to be side effects. Know that there's going to be things that you might not desire of life, like being maybe depressed or anxious or sad. But if you learn to find those limits, then you can be able to tone it back and have a better life. So I like to use analogies on this channel to make it easier to understand. So pretend you have a room. There's a boxing bag. The boxing bag is the challenges, the things that you need to do, right? And your fist is your action, obviously. So you're punching this boxing bag, right? Now, your energy levels is in correlation with the light in the room. So if you have no energy, there will be no light in the room, which means you cannot see the boxing bag. So what would happen if your energy levels are at 0 and you try to punch this boxing bag? Well, you're not going to be able to find it because the boxing bag moves around in this big room. You're not going to be able to find the boxing bag, and if you're disciplined, you'll keep trying to punch. You'll be keep trying to find it. You'll keep, I got to push through this. I got to push through this. I'm going to keep smashing my hand everywhere. I'm going to keep running everywhere. Well, what's the point? You're wasting time on when you could just be relaxing. You need to actually relax. Let the light come back up again, which is your energy, and then you can see the boxing bag. And then you can effectively hit it again. So what's the point even being disciplined if your mind isn't even working? That's my point I'm trying to get here, because at the end of the day, if you're pushing, you're trying to push yourself, but you feel like you're not getting anywhere. You feel like you're not getting anywhere, but you've been told to do this thing. You've been told, okay, be disciplined and blah, 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 blah. But it's not going to make your life feel any better. You're not going to have an effective life. So then what's the point being disciplined if you get those side effects? So pretend you also get side effects of depression, anxiety, anxiousness from when the light is dimly lit or there's no light at all. So you could be the one spending years throwing your arms around for no reason and get no reward, you'll look back on your life and think, hold on a second, what was I doing here? I was just thrashing my arms around every which way without any progress. Or you're thrashing your arm around, maybe you're hitting the punching bag sometimes here and there, but it was less effective. It was less effective because you couldn't see the punching bag. So what am I trying to get at in conclusion of this video is you always have to check in with yourself and your energy levels, because if you're not effectively getting the right energy levels and you're ignoring those energy levels and you're trying to be disciplined, well, then you might actually be wasting more time than you think, just because the person next to you or the older person next to you said, you got to be disciplined at what you do, you got to just work hard. Well, think about this video and think about how you can improve your energy levels. Maybe you need to sacrifice maybe a day. You might need to sacrifice 2 days. You might need to sacrifice 3 days. It's really in moderation to how much time you need to be able to recover. So make sure you're recovering, make sure you're resting the correct way. And this is the mistake I made, and that's why I'm going to be talking about a lot about resting in the next couple weeks, in the next couple videos, because it's something that I've recently learned that I made the mistake on, and that was my first video once I came back. So I hope this has been valuable. So like and subscribe to watch more educational content about autism and how to be an independent young man on the autism spectrum. Anyway, thank you.